Hi, this is Arvin Talley, president of Elixir Mortgage Lending, and I wanted to take you back to about 5 years ago in 2017 when I started the company. When I started the company, I had come in from a background of doing conventional FHA and VA loans, and Elixir Mortgage Lending at the time was licensed in California, later got licensed in Florida, so we were lending in California and Florida on conventional financing. However, I realized very quickly that a lot of people, especially self-employed, were not qualifying the conventional ways and were getting denied and they were underserved. So I started figuring out programs that more people can qualify for, specifically at the time because it was going to be self-employed. And with self-employed, we were able to do a lot of programs around bank statements without tax returns, do stated programs, do things around verification of employment. Other ways was doing like a profit and loss statements and much more creative ways of financing. And during that time, I was also doing a lot of programs for investors, and investors meaning non-owner occupied, which we do nationwide. And non-owner occupied, we were doing a lot of fix and flips, long-term rentals, foreign nationals. These are going to be properties that the owner will not be living in, and we could do them nationwide. But as far as the core competency that of my background, specifically was conventional FHA and VA, and branched out in 2018 and 19 into more creative programs. Those creative programs at the beginning were more, there were a little bit more, it took more convincing to get borrowers into, simply because of the fact that if they didn't qualify and they didn't have a choice, maybe that might have been a reason that they were convinced if they still wanted to proceed. But in most cases, the rates on those type of programs were higher than conventional terms. If conventional terms back then were, I don't know, maybe 3% or 4% in 2017, I don't exactly remember, probably I'm guessing more like closer to 4. Back then, most of the rates on these type of programs were in the 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, even 10s, and they didn't make as much sense for a lot of people. But it also made sense for somebody that had no other choice. But now that we're in 2022 and the interest rates have gone up as much as they have, a lot of these programs, the rates on them haven't increased or increased as much. So they're very much aligned with conventional FHA, VA. They're still going to be higher, but they're not far off. And these are much lower documentation loans, and they're going to be programs that you can qualify without tax return or income. And we can do conventional in California and Florida, as well as FHA and VA. And we can do stated program. It does require some liquidity, but we don't need tax returns. We can do all types of non-QM, which is pretty much a nice way of saying it's the old subprime loan with a different packaging. And a different packaging really means you have to have more down payment. And if you have any questions regarding any of our programs here in California or Florida for primary residence or investment properties nationwide, feel free to reach us. Thank you.